Ahoy hoy, and welcome to Players and Book, a live streaming D&D game where we deal with philosophical concepts and try not to die. Um, I'll just throw it
We've been successful so far.
so far. Everyone's always successful so far, as long as they can say the words, to be fair.
That's true.
Unless you're casting Speak with Dead.
That's fair, that's fair. But let's throw it to Katie for introductions for yourself.
Apparently you are muted.
And everyone else is pretty low. How?
Oh, okay. Lauren, you'd be next.
I'd be next. Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com. It's easier to just go to the front page of my website than try to figure out social media. Although I am on Blue Sky, and I do hang out there pretty much. Only there. Yeah, that's about it. I do a whole bunch of streaming during the week.
No, we're fine.
not
No,
on
we are.
stream
I had to
anymore.
switch
Yeah?
because audio
Okay.
is now a scene, and I forgot it would do that.
Audio is now a scene. Should
Yes.
we? Should I keep going, or should we jump back to?
Finish yours, and then we can jump back.
Okay. Website. What was I saying? It doesn't really matter. I'm playing Ferlos, the Tabaxi cleric, captain of this ship, who is very interested in helping out what might be our new friend.
Hi. Why don't y'all go, and then I'll finish.
Am I next?
Yes.
Is it me? It's me? Okay.
It's
Hi.
you.
Hi. I'm Jen Kretschmer. Happy to be back. Thanks for bearing with us. I was busy being ready to evacuate in Los Angeles. Please keep helping to support folks out here. We're gonna need help out here for a long time and can use any support you can send our way. Yeah, but today, I am playing Rivulet, your friendly neighborhood tsunami bard, who is bringing lots of water and rain and things.
And Snunky.
And stop.
And Snonky.
And Stonky.
And a Snonky.
Yay! Hi everybody. I'm Latia Jaquise. You can also find out what I'm doing at latiajaquise.com, or at Blue Sky, which is pretty much my only social media these days. Today, I am playing Essica Havenwright, everybody's dramatical, blade-singing, dragonborn wizard who magically pulls books out of her backpack and hears the narrator. It's weird. It's getting weird in up in here.
I
getting
mean, it's
real
on
weird.
brand though. At the same time.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, hi there. Hello. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie, and I'm your friendly neighborhood shenanigator. I am playing Dominique Gemont this evening. She is a College of Eloquence Triton bard, and she is an absolute delight, let me tell you. I do want to give a quick shout out to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite. We love you. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And I want to give a big shout out to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm. It is a really fun side-scrolling idle play game. It has a variety of really cool characters. You may have seen some of them on different streams. In fact, the 3 fellow players that I'm sitting at this table with, all 3 of them have characters in the game. So you should go check them out. You've got Alindra, Dahari, and Akira. Or Kira, not Akira, or Kira. And they are all wonderful.
Although
and
I would
great.
love to have a motorcycle, that'd be awesome.
That would be so cool. I think that needs to be like their next skin, is they need to give you like a
Kira on a
Harley.
motorcycle.
Or Kira doing a Kurosawa film.
I'd be into
Yes!
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like
just
the Akira slide does not always have to have a motorcycle. It can be done with people just sliding into
We
frame.
had that happen in this game.
Yeah.
When you said it could be done with people, my first thought was like, or Kira standing on somebody like a surfboard.
Also, I don't remember which Bollywood film it is, but there's a Bollywood film in where they do it with a horse. I've
Amazing.
seen that clip. Also, no horses were harmed in the making of that Akira slide on a horse, but it's amazing. Sorry, off topic.
No, that's great. But one of the wonderful things about this game is that they have given us a code that you can use to get a free Electrum chest in the game. And the chests have like little things that are really handy to use, like potions and contracts and stuff like that. So go into the app, and your code this week is what's G Helly? No, really.
What's Jill Helly?
What's G Helly?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So you can find the code on the screen, or you can put in ! code, and it will pull that up for you. And that about does it for me. Over to you, Sumerian.
I'm Jeremiah Sumerian. You might know me from the SCP Wiki. I'm on Twitter at dsumerian and Blue Sky at dsumerian, on YouTube at dsumerian. And I was going to let everyone know I actually am starting a new game over on Start Playing called The Sky High City. Very briefly, a bunch of halflings and some goblins are avoiding the dwarven draft that from the war that just started by stealing the city that they live in off the top of a mountain and flying it away. That sounds like something you might want to be interested in. I believe we will have the ability to put a link into the chat at some point. But yeah, I've got that game going. And let's go into credits. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek Force 6. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pax Stream. And our custom world map was done by frecklesketches.
Everybody just disappeared.
He did.
Oh, gone.
What the heck?
Sorry, I cast invisibility on everybody.
Are we
Oh,
still
that's a
audible,
spell
at
slot.
least?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're still
Okay.
audible. We're just gone
all of
now.
the images just vanished from. All of the cameras just vanished. They're all still here.
How dare.
Sorry.
It stopped
just
recognizing
concentrating
the
too
Zoom
hard.
meeting, apparently. Give me
What's
a
the
minute.
opposite of failing a concentration check?
There we go. Okay,
The
I got us.
extreme end of passing a hyper-focused concentration
That's
check.
exactly what it
Yeah.
is. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
stopped concentrating.
Yep.
I think
Can-
it's.
can we
it's
create
make a
that
tunnel vision
mechanic?
check. Make a hyper-focus
hyper-focus. I think
Well-
there needs to be a scale of like a 3
There we go.
If we're back,
higher.
We are
let's
back.
do
Yes.
the summary.
Oh.
This is episode 19 of Player in Book's first campaign, Secondhand Souls. Previously on Players in Book. Okay, Scholar, listen. I got to do this for every session, and I assume you can still hear me, but you're literally in the middle of a conversation, and I don't want to be too disruptive, so I'll try to be as brief as possible.
I really appreciate it. This is gonna be, maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe it'll be kind of cool knowing what just happened to me like 10 minutes ago.
And so it was. We might as well be dead. Do you think death could possibly be a boat? No. Death is not. Death isn't. You take my meaning. Death is the ultimate negative. Not being. You can't not be on a boat. I've frequently not been on boats. No. What you've been is not on boats. Tom Stoppard. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. The Secondhand Souls started out discussing the previous episode's summary, which inexplicably the Scholar can now hear, and the fact that the Darkness Dreaming has found its way into the Soul's inventory. After a certain time, the Souls chalk it up to the narrative magic of the place, with the Philosopher taking custody of the book and beginning to study it. The Acolyte's Sending Stone buzzes, and a call is received from Fro Lout, advising the Souls to hurry up as the large black dragon they'd spotted in the sky a few days ago was quickly on its way. The Souls make haste and escape, reaching their boat just as the dragon arrives on the island. The dragon then disappears somewhere around the temple they were just in, and the Souls sail away, either beneath notice or unnoticed. The Souls encounter no trouble for the rest of the day and manage to get a rest in. Either way, the items they'd taken from the temple and from the dream are identified. Of note is the patient pendant, which appears to be for the acolyte, and a skull of mischief, which comes alive and begins to immediately cause minor amounts of trouble. Before it can get too wild, though, the souls spot a ship on the horizon, appearing as though it were cut from serpentine. As the ship, which the souls identify as the Vespucci, approaches, the souls on the deck notice a unicorn, who begins shouting over to the lessons learned. It seems that she wants them to help her acquire a divorce from her husband, Oberon, the dead runner, who owes each member of the party a favor. It is 11:24. That is the wrong time. I think it's a.m. actually. It's 11:24 a.m. on Moon's Day. I wrote the wrong thing. I apologize. The 21st of Dreams. The sun is still up and will be for quite a while, and a dragon has finally located a place to build his new hoard.
Okay, so I have a question. Like, obviously I can hear all of this, but who were you saying it to? All right, the narrator's not going to answer me.
What?
Remember how, like, yesterday I mentioned that, like, there was a voice in my head that was repeating everything that we had just done?
Wait, yes.
Well, apparently it does this at certain intervals. It just happened again. And I was just kind of curious as to, like, who the narrator, for lack of a better name, is saying all of this to.
Well, they're not saying it to me as far as I can tell, but I was very distracted talking with the other ship, so maybe I was just not paying attention.
Did you hear me?
We did. Bear with us for one moment. We are having a small conference. This was unexpected. But very nice to meet you, and I'm sorry about the marital issues. Give us just a moment. Merci. Alright, so what, are we going to help this woman get a divorce?
I feel like if one of the two people who are together no longer want to be together, then it is only fair. I have no idea what we can do besides give up our...
What are the terms of a Fey marriage? So therefore, what are the terms of a Fey divorce?
Yeah, also, is this gonna eventually be amicable? Like, is it that
That's my question.
she wants a divorce and he's just off running somewhere?
I think we're going to need to actually talk to them. Do we want them to board our ship, or are we boarding theirs?
Oh,
right?
I seem to remember reading something about hospitality. Do we want to be the people offering hospitality, or do we want to be the people who are being... Others are being nice to.
Toward?
Yeah, I did. Thank you. I could not come
hospitable.
Up with it. We are. Yeah. Do we?
I say we bring them over here.
Yeah.
At least we know the ground, and worse come to worse, we could steal their ship while they're all over here. I'm kidding. I would not steal the ship of a Fae.
No, my immediate response was to think about the logic of that. So.
If they're all over here, then we all got to go over there, and then we're not really stealing a ship, we're trading.
This is true, but I feel like it would be an upgrade. No offense. And she pats the rail.
I will call over to the other ship and say, we'd love to find out some more information to make a decision. Would you like to join us on our ship for a short discussion before you go back?
You hear her yell back, yes. And I want to be clear still, every time she does yell across, there is a fairy putting their hand up to make sure that you can kind of hear.
Mm-hmm.
But when she yells up yes, you watch as she begins to transform.
Transformation.
Literally a magic girl transformation, like right in front of us.
Yeah,
they're spinning in a circle. And
with she has three of her what seems like fairy attendants spinning around her as she's transforming.
Nice.
and she turns into a larger, almost. The fairies you're looking at are all halfling size or smaller. She turns into what looks like a fairy at full 6 foot height.
Cool.
With wings and everything.
Yeah, I'm about to show.
Nice.
And she's gonna come over to the ship. This is her.
Remind me of her name.
She
We
doesn't
don't
have one.
know.
We don't have one.
We don't know
Oh,
it.
she's pretty.
Oh,
I
right.
love
She
her
is the
color
unnamed
scheme.
captain.
Right.
Yeah, but we literally, that is the only thing. That and we got her pronouns, nothing else.
But she's real pretty.
I
Yeah.
just have to say, your fashion choice is spectacular.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Do you mind if my attendants, you know what? They can hover just off your ship if that makes it a little easier on you. Maybe put you a little bit more at ease.
I am perfectly at ease. Would you care for food or beverage?
Haha. Yes.
I will be right back. And I'm going to go and I think I have some booze on me, but I'll go below deck and kind of pull a nice little thing, charcuterie board type snack.
Heck
and-
yeah.
Do we even have that on a boat?
I mean, we have salami from our packs.
Right.
We
we'd
have cold meat and
tack.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, salami and
Okay.
cheese would certainly make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And good berries, maybe.
Oh,
for food.
yes. I'll hit you up for good berries when I come back up.
While you're away, no wait.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say while you're away doing that, the unnamed captain is just sort of like inching her way over, not all the way across the ship, but just a little bit closer to Elizabeth and Charles, and just giving them a little wave, and they kind of wave back.
Can I get a read on awkward, happy, just like how pleased are everybody to see each other?
It is awkward, but it's not a serious awkward.
It's not an unhappy awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I mean, awkward makes sense.
Charles is going to kind of come up and said, "You said you had our toothbrushes."
Yes, we can talk about that later.
Oh,
I think
Friends, I'm going to post back in our chat the rules that we have been given about interacting with the Fae.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
please.
Yeah.
unnamed
There
captain
aren't-
is gonna hand her toothbrushes back to Charles and Elizabeth.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I come back
what
up.
would you like to be called while we're having this conversation?
I would prefer not to be called anything. My name is my own, and names hold power, and I don't like to
Certainly.
give it away.
Certainly.
Even if you make one up, that would itself hold power over me, and I would just prefer not.
Fair enough.
So,
May we call you friend?
Yes.
Thank you.
so as I was telling, yes,
Would like to introduce my friends. Bloom, Clover, Danny.
it's a pleasure to meet all of you. They are welcome to come aboard if it will be more comfortable for them.
As soon as you say that, they'll perch onto the edge of the boat.
Yeah. Winkies get tired.
Yeah. So, before you came aboard, we were discussing exactly how we could help you, considering the nature of the circumstances. Obviously, we don't know a lot about what is going on. I do firmly believe any partnership, if one person no longer wants to be in that partnership, they should be free to go. So I'm happy to try to help. I'm just not sure if we can. Can you tell us a little more information about what is going on?
It's actually really simple. My husband is the head of the Feywild Beneath, and he has forgotten that we're married. And I can't get into contact with him to get the divorce underway. I'm sure if I could just speak with him, it would be very easy to get this settled and sorted, but I can't get a hold of him. And then I felt some ripples, and I noticed they're giving out favors. If one of you could figure out a way to invoke your favors now, he'll have to come and fulfill it. And then, well, he might not remember me, but I might be able to get a divorce.
Okay. Is that the only thing that will satisfy this situation, or if we could help him remember you, would you prefer that?
You mean in the sense of if he remembered me, would I not want to get the divorce in the first place? Yeah, I mean,
Correct.
that'd be nice. We had fun for a while, but
Okay. I have no
problem
idea.
is once I leave his sight, I have no idea how long it'll take before he forgets again.
That's true. There's no.
So it's truly an out of sight, out of mind type of situation.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't remember it except for the fact that we are bound by contract. I think he's got a little bit more, what's the word? Influence and power over contracts than I do. And so he just sort of forgets about all of them.
What were the terms of the contract?
Can't discuss them.
I come back up.
It's one of those.
Riv goes, NDAs in relationships are not okay.
I come back up with the best I could do, putting together a charcuterie board using hardtack rations and salami and all that kind of stuff. And I wander over to Rivulet. I don't suppose you could pop a good berry?
Pull out almost as if it was a grape cluster and lay them down.
And I will walk over, set the charcuterie board in front of our guest, pull out glasses, and Sumerian, could I have found like thimbles or something along those lines, something small that I could pour some of the beverage in for the pixie attendants?
They are fairies, so they are actually about halfling size.
Oh, okay. Well, then they just get regular cups like everyone else. I bring out cups for everyone, and I pull out a bottle of shimmer vodka.
Oh, from the yay!
Yeah.
From the yay.
From the
From
yay.
the yay.
Yeah, from the yay!
Can we rename the pub the Yay?
The yay, yes.
It is. It's the subtitle of the pub.
Yes.
I've actually forgotten what I called that bar, but fair.
And I will
It was
pour.
called.
I've got the map, so I'm pretty sure it's labeled.
I will pour for everyone. Starting before I do anything, I pour a little into my cup, take a sip of it so that she can see I'm drinking from the bottle. And then I will pour her a glass, each of her attendants, then Furlos.
Called the grog in your throat.
I found it after a
That's so
second.
good. Then Essequa, Rivulet, and myself. And then the rest of the crew as well.
Fair enough. Everybody
Basically,
has
everyone on our ship drinks
Gotcha.
for hospitality.
they all accept the drinks, and if food is also provided, we'll sample some of that. This is-
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I appreciate that you enjoy it. We were not expecting to entertain company, so I had to make do. I hope it is to your satisfaction. The berries I will personally vouch for.
Is everything always this peaceful on your oceans?
No.
No. Well,
Nice.
I mean,
it depends on,
kind of.
I mean, it depends on your frame of reference, and unfortunately, I do not know how unpeaceful it is on your oceans. So,
Ours has recently become a little more active, I think.
that's one way of putting it. Back to the matter at hand.
Oh, pardon me for one moment again. I'm gonna go double check that we have not had any scrying sigils put on the boat, because I have not done that. And we've got frickin' Faye on the boat.
Right. I haven't spoken to the boat in a couple days, so
In a couple days, or were we only
Speaking
on...
of less than peaceful seas, I'm just going to double check our ship to make sure it has not been marked by the people we stole it from again. If you'll excuse me. I'll go.
You're good. Yeah, we can quickly get that out of the way.
Yeah.
You are good.
Okay.
Okay.
nice.
All right, we're good.
While you are having this conversation and getting your board together, the other ship is starting to approach, and you guys start to notice what before looked like, just sort of a white and green sails. Actually, looks like it's got some sort of runic writing on the sails themselves. And I mentioned before that instead of ropes like you guys have on your regular ship here, that it's actually vines that seem like they've grown into place.
Oh, do we recognize what language the writing is in?
Does anyone speak Sylvan?
Let me double check. I might.
I've got Druidic. It's not quite.
Common, sign
Common,
language,
primordial,
Dwarvish, and
but
Elvish.
When I see a ship and I can't identify the writing on it, I will naturally cast.
Oh, Gar. Gar just said, it's a charcuterie.
Oh,
board.
yes!
Yeah.
Wait, I
It's a
have an
charcuterie
emote for
board.
this.
Please tell me that now,
Charcuterie.
through the power of narrative, the board that
Is shark shaped.
is sharp-shaped.
Nope, but I've got this. There we go. That's for you, Grorar.
I mean,
Also, can I take I'm gonna take the whatever you're serving the shimmer vodka in,
Mhm.
I'm gonna pour some water out and I'm going to sculpt it into what looks like a water droplet with and it's frozen, so it's basically an ice sculpture shimmer vodka holder that holds all the cups and keeps the shimmer vodka cold.
That's cool.
Just to delight our guests.
That is amazing, and I love it.
On the one hand, you can tell that Fairlos is very appreciative of all of the work that y'all are putting into this, but also there's enough of, like, her tail is twitching enough that you can tell she also is just like, let's keep this nice and then get them off the ship before things go bad. But every time, like, the charcuterie arrives, she's like, okay, cool. And then the ice sculpture, okay, cool. So back to the matter at hand. This seems complicated, especially since the favor that we are going to be calling in is from your current husband. Do we need the favor to be that he gives you a divorce?
I don't think so. He's always been pretty reasonable about these sorts of things. He just needs to remember that we're married in the first place.
And do you have the evidence of this marriage anywhere?
There's not really evidence of it. No, I wouldn't.
So there's nowhere where these contracts are recorded in any way.
Certain contracts are sort of recorded in the ether. You have ether over here?
I understand what you're saying by ether,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So there's no way to legally cross-reference.
Or retrieve?
Oh,
There's no way to have an evidence-based proof. Here, most of the time, a contract exists as a point of reference for both parties, not just to agree
Right.
at the time, but for in the future to be able to return to that document as a point of reference.
as far as I've ever seen it, from where I come from, contracts tend to exist as the basic fabric of reality, and they just sort of are. And I recall all of the terms of it, but I'm not, because of clause 9, I'm not allowed to actually say it out loud. But especially amongst, let's say, particularly powerful entities. It's not always necessary to write things down on paper. If I were creating a contract for one of you, I would certainly have it down on paper, just because you would need to reference it at some point.
It just seems that the point of a contract is to prevent the situation you're currently in.
Yes, if I were working on signing a new one, I would definitely think about a few additional clauses.
Is there any sort of legal document or any place where the laws are recorded to check the legal status of different how legal processes are carried out?
Dominique, you were saying earlier, as the ship, you didn't get to finish your
Oh,
sentence.
I thought I still had comprehend languages. I dropped it because I picked up tongues, forgetting that tongues doesn't let you read the language, so I can't.
Comprehend languages would require you to touch them too, I think.
It does, yeah. I was thinking of the wrong character, yeah.
All right, I just wanted to double check, see if you were working on that. All right.
I need mage hand.
Actually, this will be helpful because Elizabeth speaks Sylvan, and she's going to raise a hand and say, "I actually might be able to help you out there. That sale is completely covered in contract details. In fact, all of those sales are."
What is the term of the? What is the point of the contract? Can you tell?
They're so small. I mean, I could go up there and look. It looks like it's more than one contract, though.
I wonder if it is the contracts for the ship members.
Well, we don't want to assume.
Did you sign the contract when you were with them?
Well, sign is not exactly the right word. We were remember we were rescued from the ocean and accepted food and water, and it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you notice any change in the sale after you came on?
I didn't think to look.
That's fair.
But I did see it change as we picked up new crew members throughout the time we were serving.
All right. Well, then that's likely what it is. That's good to know.
I have a question for our new friend. Do you recall? I mean, I'm sure you do. You would like to be divorced. How long have you been married to him?
Wow. Can't be more than 2,000-3,000 years.
Amazing.
So why do you want to divorce?
Just because it's been so long since I've seen him, and it feels like it'd be nice to.
The thrill is gone.
Yeah.
And you have nothing like a common law marriage where after a certain amount of time you're married, and perhaps similarly after a certain amount of time without seeing each other, say a millennia or so, you could be divorced if you choose.
If I were redesigning the contract today, I would probably have included such a clause, but we did not in the beginning. No.
And there's no place where all of the laws of your homeland are recorded.
No, it's just written on the fabric of the universe itself.
Is this arrangement sort of like when two of the fair folk make a deal with one another, there are unspoken bindings that occur?
Of course, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so sort of, not a contract, but there is a agreement, something set forth.
Right. Well, yeah, Oberon is the king of the Feywild beneath. I'm the queen of the Feywild above. And it was a good union for a while, but, yeah.
I mean, would you want to be reunited?
Wait a sec, hang on.
If that thrill was there when he shows up?
I don't know. A lot of things change once you see somebody you haven't seen in that long.
Is he going to be upset, do you think, seeing you? Would he have any reason to be angry at you?
I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't want our ship to be blown up.
Oh, I doubt he'll do that. He seems pretty reasonable most of the time. He's always been fairly level-headed, if a little flighty.
I would imagine if there was a reason for him to be angry, he would have forgotten that along with his memory of being married to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, we were never fully exclusive, if you're worried about something like that either. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
So
he did talk about that there are two distinct branches of reality happening. So perhaps in one, you are still together? I don't know.
Well, if
Something
any of
strange.
you, I'll tell you right now, if one of you are willing to invoke your own favor with him, just to get him to come here, I will, in trade, offer you a favor from me.
I'll do it.
Perfect. And you get whatever he gives you for your favor in the first place, so it works out. That
Dominic,
feels equitable.
do you already have an idea of what you want, or would you like some suggestions?
I'll take suggestions.
If we're going to use a favor from someone that powerful, I would imagine we want very good information. Maybe he can tell us a bit more about where the other things that we are looking for are.
I think we know where two of them are. There's only one that we don't know.
Well, we know who took two of them, but we don't know exactly where they are going.
I know where one of them is going.
So maybe the other two?
The
As I
only
said, it's just a
problem with that,
suggestion.
the only problem with that is if they are moving, there's no guarantee that it will be where we are told it is by the time we can get there.
That's true.
And even if the final destination is asked for, it may get there and then whoever received it decide it needs to be locked away somewhere or it could be moved again. I think... What about, oh, what was his name? Your friend.
Which
Rivulette.
friend?
Rivulette.
Which
A
friend?
professor?
The one we met recently.
Uh,
When we went through the pages. Your
When you
counterpart.
go to what?
The pages.
When we went
Oh.
into...
Oh,
Do we want to know something about him?
if you'd like. Sure. Yes.
All right.
Let's also take a little bit of stock about what's potentially going to help us most in the short term, because these are questions. These are all good questions, but knowing more about that person might not actually help us.
That's fair.
What would help us right now in what we are trying to do? If not the location of those books, then we are currently... We know where we're currently headed.
What about, and I look at Essequa.
Hmm?
Are you able to learn to cast the bond between people's minds? Can you cast telepathic bond?
No, I probably,
That
but I
not
don't know.
not for several.
Ah.
Not for some time. That's like a level. It's a 4th level spell, I think.
Maybe something that would allow us to do that each day? That way we don't have to have conversations out loud in front of mixed company. No offense.
So wouldn't that be like a favor for me then? Like,
Not if I
No.
ask for an item that allows us to do
Oh.
it.
okay.
And actually, I want to see if he'll give me the ability to cast that spell. I have an idea. If I could pull it off, it would be very good.
I have a question actually. Because we seem to want something that is going to help us in the mission that we are in the series of missions that we are trying to complete and follow through. But right now we're at a point, we're kind of at a midway point where we need to return to where we came from to find out what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I don't think we we have ideas of what we might want or need, but we don't have anything concrete. And I hesitate to make further agreements, but we do want to help our friend. Do we have to help our friend now?
Turn and look
What's a month or two in a 3,000-year marriage?
And that is fair. I don't know if I'll be able to hold my. You know what?
That's
She
actually
looks
not fair.
around.
I don't think it's fair to ask someone who wants a divorce to wait longer than they should, especially when they have non-disclosure clauses in there.
That is
contract.
fair.
She looks around at the oceans. You know, if I waited a couple of months, I could have some real fun out here.
What do you mean by fun?
Piracy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You do understand that the rules on these waters are different than the rules on your waters, correct?
Do I have to kill more people here? I think that's how you do it.
There's less binding contracts simply by doing things, and more, like Riv was talking about, officially doing contracts. The
Could
fabric
be-
of the universe will not will not stop someone from breaking a contract.
That's fair. I cannot stay bound to or stay near you for forever. I will have to roam by
Right.
my very nature.
We're definitely not going to expect you to stay with us or near us.
Well,
You
also,
But I
will
need to
likely
be-
want a way to contact us or have us
yes, I
contact
will need to be
you.
near you when you invoke your favor.
Right.
So
were you
I
planning?
can reach out to you with a spell, but I would need some way to identify you to do so. I can cast sending, but without a way to identify you, I
Couldn't we
cannot
just-
direct it to you. I could send it to one of your crew members.
Or couldn't we just ask Charles and Elizabeth? Like, they've been with you for some time. Would they know how to contact you, or would you be able to reach out to them once we were ready to do this for you?
But
Charles
what
Charles
guarantee
can
do we
absolutely
have that they'll
contact me,
still be
yes.
with us?
that's
Also, that's good. We've got Charles and Elizabeth, but I will say at this moment we are now all familiar with our new friend. So you should be able to do Ascendant without any problems. The more important question is, hypothetically, say we were to invoke this favor now, he was to come, things were taken care of. Were you planning on staying on this realm anyway, or were you planning on going back?
I was planning on going back, although you've given me some ideas.
You know what? I just thought about it. You're right. I just have to have met them or had a good description of them, so I can send you a message when we're ready to do this.
So, if what we are getting out of using one of these,
I already
Deals.
know what I will ask for.
well, and if our new friend is offering essentially to
No,
give
from
you
her.
a
I know
favor,
what I will ask from her.
then Essequa, essentially, we are not losing having access to one of these favors later when we are going to have more details, right?
Yeah, I just feel like we were kind of like like once we decided that we were once we talked about the potential of doing this, it became a, well, what are we going to do now? And it just seemed like it was going to devolve into a longer conversation, and I just kind of wanted to present that if we weren't quite ready to know what we wanted from him, then we could wait
I
because
still really like the idea of getting that spell.
May I ask?
I have
some
advanced
questions?
plans beyond that spell itself, but that spell would be required, I think, to do what I am thinking of.
I just because I wasn't here last week and have not been able to ask some questions about things that might be relevant to whether or not I would want to get involved in the using favors part. Is there information? I mean, obviously, we don't have to delve too deeply, but darkness dreaming. Are there things that has raised that are pertinent to
It's-
this discussion?
It's been difficult to parse the Darkness Dreaming. It's like it was written by someone. Ah, gosh, I hesitate to say it, but like whoever wrote it wasn't dealing with the same reality as everybody else around him. And so what he's describing in his poetry is both poetic, but also heavily imagery based in ways that makes it hard to fully grasp what he's trying to communicate. So there isn't, if you spend a really, really long time with it, I think you could probably glean some important information from it, or if you find some other way to interpret it, or you get some help, who knows. But I don't think there's a whole lot currently out after just a day of reading that you would probably be able to pull out of it and have additional questions about.
It's a book
the
filled
other-
with Shaka when the walls fell.
Could we
Yeah.
perhaps table this discussion for a little bit so we can have privacy to discuss things?
I think we're
because-
talking out of character at this moment.
Yeah, this is out.
Oh,
of,
oh,
this is
I'm
out of
sorry.
character.
Okay.
This is
Just to
Jen,
help.
Jen having questions because I wasn't here last
Yeah.
week and
Got
have,
it. Okay,
have things
sorry.
I need to just quickly ask about that are relevant. We also got a bunch of books that talked about reality simulationist theory stuff.
Being on rails.
Huh?
Being on rails.
Well, being on rails, there's the reality on rails stuff, but there's also both reality simulated by Augustine Saint of the Cult of the Dream and the Basilisk, which are specifically about the ideas of reality being a simulation. And I'm wondering if anything in those have sort of aligned and crystallized to become things that seem like they need to be more deeply investigated. Since Riv was doing a lot of reading in the last.
That's a That's a
time.
very broad and big question, but I mean,
I know it is.
yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. If there are, then I guess.
I think what you really need to do is like spend some time with these books, like
Okay.
not while sailing, not while doing your daily responsibilities,
Like
but
downtime.
just downtime. Spend some time with these books and
Okay.
really work your way through them before you're, and maybe even like I said, get assistance from some people you know who might be able to give you additional insights and or interpretations.
Also, just in fairness, as a reminder, we left the island yesterday. So while it feels like it's been a long time, it hasn't actually been that long. So if that helps
I just
with
know
the...
that all I was doing last time
Yes,
was
Yes.
reading. So
No, understood.
Yeah, and you've got questions, but it's the kind of stuff where you're still working your way through it. So does that mean that you don't want to do the favor right now? It sounds like she's very certain that she'd like of what she'd want.
I am, but if you can give me at least a day, I might be able to do something that would work this out to everyone's benefit.
Okay.
Plus, I want to discuss with my crewmates and make sure they are okay with what I am wanting to do with your generous return of the favor.
Understandable. Well, in that case, we're going to go back to our ship, and I will say that this is offered with no strings attached. None. Zero. I'm going to improve your ship to make sure that you'll be able to come back to me at a later date. If
Well,
you're all right with that.
How?
Aren't you staying on this plane of existence, though?
Possibly, but I'd like to accommodate for all possibilities.
How would you alter the ship for this?
Magically?
Like, what should we expect? Will it travel quickly? Will it teleport? Will it just know where you are?
It will be stronger and faster.
Ooh. I turn and look at Essequa. Do you want to ask the ship?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sure.
I said no strings attached. I think I need to be more careful about this in the future. on the condition that one of you uses a favor to introduce me to my husband so I can get a divorce.
Of course.
And of course,
yeah.
you still get the extra favor afterwards and everything. But consider this a down payment.
Good faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like
Rivulet
an
is starting to wonder if there's a Feywild legal, like law school.
There are.
because
There absolutely
It seems like there's a problem with having these sorts of situations.
Litigious
Um,
fae.
Right.
only when you're on a plane of existence that doesn't completely force all of your contracts to go the way
If
that
you
they're
don't
supposed
have-
to.
Yeah, if you don't have a revisitable contract,
Well, yeah, it's
and
like
you
a-
have the issue of people forgetting about it after the X
It's the-
amount of
it's-
time, and it's not a single-sided termination, that just seems
Like a fae.
like a problem.
Like a fae
Like a
problem.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna take a second to talk to the ship.
Oh no.
Okay.
I know. I'm gonna bring the ship into existence again.
It's been a while since he's been traumatized.
It's been a while. I got to remember that voice. I think I know what it was.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna.
I think
I
it
think-
was Chuck. Or
I
Clark.
thought it was like a. It's yeah. So we're up here,
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
was
take
thinking.
the 10 minutes to cast Speak with Ship.
During that 10 minutes, I guess the fairies are just gonna kind of mill about and converse, and
I'll make
enjoy
small
the
talk.
foods.
Yeah, sorry this takes a minute or 10.
We just need to make sure the ship is alright with being altered, since it does have sentience and sapience.
And just to
Uh,
confirm that these changes wouldn't mean that you're adding any sort of
Tracking, scrying.
tracking, spying, that this is purely for the benefit of improving the ship.
That would have been
For-
really clever. I should have thought of that.
I know, I'm kind of
But-
sad that I didn't either.
Gosh, no. I guess if you don't want it, then. But gosh, I should have thought of that. That would have been really funny to include as like an under thing without, because it would have been an improvement. But yeah, no, I won't include those if that's not what you want.
You're very agreeable as well.
Well, there's no need to be difficult.
I appreciate it. It's very rare that you meet people who don't necessarily put their cards on the table, but don't act in a manipulative manner at the same
Yes,
time.
it is. And she sort of like flicks her. She's got this little thing, and she like flicks it slightly and says, "Yes, it is. It is hard to keep an air of mystery about yourself without trying to constantly fool people. But I found it to be a much more enjoyable existence when you're able to be upfront with people."
That sounds about right. While you are here, there is a good chance you are going to run into the trading companies that operate in this area. Would you like some information about the pirates?
Yes, although this trading company sounds far more juicy.
It is. And I will tell her what I know about the captains who are competing for the pirate position. I am going to make a point of making what is her name? Captain.
Oh, let me open them up
Notes.
real quick.
I've written it down.
We,
like
we all know
5
who you're
times.
talking about. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a point of saying, making her sound like the best candidate, and at the same time, the most interesting of the three.
Christine Saxton.
Thank you. Yes, Captain Saxton.
My notes are: I open up the map and
See,
mean-
that's smart. So if you happen to run into her, she's probably someone that you would enjoy talking to. She's it's common knowledge she was from Brescia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was from Brescia, the city I'm from. Lots of very interesting stories about her. She sounds like she would be a lot of fun at a party.
Wait, you said Christine Saxton?
Yes.
I already know Christine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting tone of voice. You have thoughts on her?
Well, I mean, after her husband was killed by the Royal Navy of Brescia,
Yeah.
she became a pirate. But she was using this like really small boat. So I decided to give her a bit of an upgrade.
Interesting. I have never heard that part of her story. That is outstanding. And it actually helps some pieces fall into place. She's, when I was growing up, she was something of a folk hero. And, I always thought she sounded like quite a character. But something about your reaction makes me think that you are perhaps not that fond of her?
She's very focused.
I see.
She doesn't have as much fun as you might expect. And I'm all about fun.
Sadly, I recognize that remark.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, what's happening?
Oh,
Hi.
jeez.
Hello. Welcome back.
Where am I? Who are? Oh wait, you're her. You're. Oh.
It's me. Hi. Good.
Hi. No, but what's up?
Why aren't you good?
I'm very confused. Just it's been a minute.
It has. I'm sorry about that. It was my intention to speak to you every day if possible, but we got a little distracted.
That's
Sorry.
fair. There were submarines.
Yes, there were.
Sorry, everything comes rushing back to me immediately upon coming to consciousness. It's a whole thing.
It is. I really should set aside the first couple of minutes of this for you to kind of like recap everything that has happened. Oh God, does that
Process.
Yeah, to process everything. It's been a minute. I'm so sorry, but I had a question for you. Because we have
Holy shit! Is that a fey noble?
Yes, it is, and that's actually why I wanted to talk to you. Because we have entered into a sort of agreement with this fey noble.
Yes, Titania.
Okay. And in exchange for said agreement, she has offered to give you a little magical enhancement that will be good for you, and I wanted to see if you were okay with that.
Oh, I'm very okay with that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Ship says it's totally fine with the magical enhancement. I think I've got about 5 minutes left, though, so give me a second. But yeah, now that you've kind of had a second to process, any kind of commentary you want to apply to the last couple of days that you've been out of it, so to speak?
Well, there was a submarine, a dragon, big honkin' dragon.
Yeah.
You guys have some interesting destiny going on.
4 minutes is not enough to get into all that. Can you summarize?
Well, I can only tell you, I'm making an observation based on things that have already happened.
Oh, okay. I'm like, are you omniscient? What have you seen?
I love that idea of omniscience. That's interesting. No, I have limited, I guess, omniscience as to things that happen aboard and around my boat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not sure I'm sure things could be hidden from me somehow.
Possibly.
Possibly. Also,
I
you're
mean-
hearing voices?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I don't detect or sense them, but I heard you talking about them.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's every. I don't know. The times are weird, but every so often there's this voice that just kind of summarizes the last couple of things that have happened. It's weird.
That
It's
sounds
not you, is it?
no, it's no. No.
Okay, just want
That
to.
sounds very useful though. Could be.
I mean, it is a good way to remember what we've done, but it's not a lot happens between them. The things. So it's like you're telling me what happened like over the last 3 hours, and I was here. They just happened.
There's some real that's gotta be a real mind fuck.
A little bit. Little bit.
Like who's he doing it for?
Yeah, I mean, am I the only person that hears it? Is it like what's you know, it's I mean, well,
It's not-
well, you don't quite hear it, but you know it's happening.
Well, I know it's happening because you said it out loud that it was happening
Yeah.
to your friends.
Well, I really, really hate that I only have 10 minutes to do this. So time is wrapping up. But is there anything that you would like to say or that you'd like to know or that you'd like me to remind you about the next time we talk?
Oh, yes. And then it goes dark.
Esaqua, are you okay? You always have a very peculiar face when you finish those conversations.
Well, it's just 10 minutes is not enough time.
That's fair.
10 minutes is never enough time. So, but it just had a lot, when I cast the spell, everything that has happened since the last time I cast the spell kind of comes rushing back to the ship.
Oh,
So it takes some time for it to process that, especially if it's been a couple of days.
Sure.
Like I try to talk to it every day, but that hasn't happened. But to summarize, our dear friend, the ship is okay with you magically enhancing it. It seems very keen on that idea. And
Who doesn't love a glow up?
exactly. I think that's just the most fabulous thing that you could do for the ship, let alone us. I think we've grown rather attached to it. And yeah, it was going to have commentary on the last things that had happened to us, and then the spell ended. So that is the source of my frustration.
We can cast again after this
You
matter.
can only
has
cast
been
it once every 24 hours per ship.
Ah, I see. Well, perhaps
Well-
tomorrow morning.
And
Oh,
The
you know
impo-
that would be. I'm sorry. Would you like to try that on my ship?
I didn't want to ask, but since
That
you're
seems like that
offering,
could be really interesting. I'm really curious what my ship would have to say.
Esaqua, if you would like to do this, I'm fully happy to let you go as long as it is clear that you are coming back and coming back in moments instead of years.
I can go with Essequa.
It's going to take me a little while to do the improvements, so if you want to go do that while I'm doing this,
Sure, I'll go with you.
just let me know
Can
what he
I-
says.
yeah, Riv, can I talk to you over here for a second?
Of course.
Yeah,
So,
just like on the other side of the ship.
while you do that, I will make a point of engaging the captain in more small talk.
Oh, I was gonna
telling
say
her about Brescia so that she can't listen actively to them.
Riv, should I ask for something in exchange for listening to her ship? Or just should I just ask for a favor? Since we're getting Dominique is
there-
getting a favor for doing that. There's nothing I could want, but I feel like this is
It
something
does
that
feel like
she
this
did.
is a good time to do that. Yes. maybe not for maybe not for casting the spell, but for the information that we receive.
Depending on the information.
Yes, that seems to be the way of things, I believe.
Yeah, I'd be okay doing it because
Since we've already supplied hospitality and food and drink, it seems that we have fulfilled an obligation to.
Yeah.
That right? We've gone above and beyond in terms of expectations with cultural norms on this.
I would definitely say so.
I believe. So yes, that seems a fair, a small favor, perhaps.
Yeah, nothing huge. I mean, of course, this is a really. I mean, anybody would be excited. I mean, look at the care that she has clearly given to her ship. Like, she likes it.
We should ensure that there is nothing that will happen if you use magic on her ship.
Good question. Good point. Okay. Thank you. That's all I need to know.
I feel like I'm so paranoid as this character.
I know we're so Sim is so safe with us, but we're still so paranoid.
I think
we all have DM trauma.
Yeah, I think it's so fair to be paranoid about dealing with an archfey, but also, at the very least, what Lauren and Fairless are taking comfort in is the fact that the fabric of the reality of our plane of existence is not going to abide by a Trixie contract.
Yeah.
So that is the one thing is. Yes, we want to be fair, and I think even Fairless even likes this captain and is not looking to pull one over, but she's counting on the fact that the universe is not going to bend to her will.
Yeah, here at least.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why one of her big questions was like, where are we doing this? Because I don't want to do it in the Fae, because then yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna return to the group at large and I'll say, nothing will, like, my magic won't be, like, affected or anything if I cast it on your ship, right? Because obviously I have to be over there to cast it.
It should be fine, yeah. I guarantee that.
Okay. I guess I'll hop on
And a
over.
safe return as well.
Yes. Safe
Yeah,
return.
obviously, yes, absolutely. Fly spells then cast on you, Asaqua.
Can I go with her, please?
Same thing for you.
Are you ready? You want to fly?
Yeah.
Let's fly.
Have fun, come back soon.
No
Yeah,
promises!
We'll be back in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
When we are heading over to the other ship, would you mind if I read your thoughts as you talk to the ship?
No.
Okay. I want to see if this works.
Also, I was wrong. It doesn't take 10 minutes to cast. It lasts 10 minutes. So I literally can just go boop on the ship.
It does,
Oh,
yeah.
it's not
I'm assuming you've been ritually casting it elsewise, but yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it is
Elsewise, I've been
ritual.
ritually cast. Yeah, I will even do our Fae friend the honor of expending a spell slot for her ship.
Ooh.
I just see you booping the snoot of the ship.
All right. Do you want to? You doing it right now?
Yeah, I mean, unless we're gonna like take a break and then come back to it or something, I'll do it now.
I think we could probably get this out of the way and then take our break probably
Sure.
right after.
Sumerian, for no reason, how long are you gonna set the break tonight?
Probably 15 minutes if we can
15?
get.
Perfect. Okay. I have a countdown now. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So for a reason.
Yes.
Hi. What's going on with you?
My goodness, you are. Hello. How are you?
Wow. This
With-
is really interesting.
With
Yeah, give it a minute. Take it all in.
Can I hear this with detect thoughts going?
You hear echoes of it.
Can I probe deeper to hear it?
You could certainly try. What I'm
Okay.
saying is that you're hearing Asaqua,
Yeah.
like, Esquia's mind is hearing this, so her brain is, processing the information. You're not hearing that voice, you're hearing Esquia hearing that voice.
Okay. I want to try to go deeper, and I am staying solely focused on this conversation. I am not violating her headspace.
Also,
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, I was
you
going to
go.
say, this is now the second time in a week I'm asking this question. Does Essequa think, does she have an internal monologue, or does she think in images and sounds?
Ooh.
Oh, I think the first thing that you get from Essequa as she makes contact with the ship is like, oh god, the ship sounds so different. Of course it would sound different. It's a completely different ship. They're not all gonna have the same voice. Right now, it is kind of a running internal monologue.
Okay.
Because she has nothing to picture right now.
Okay. It's just been a fascinating thing to ask of characters after all of the... I've gone down the rabbit hole of like people who have
aphantasia and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And so asking about how your character thinks, and
Yeah.
in this moment, like if you were thinking in images and sounds and like in not in words, is that what Goblin would be getting? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna
I
stop.
want to know
No,
what
this
all
is
of our
awesome.
characters do now. I'm
Yeah,
curious
this
about
is-
every
yeah.
character now.
That's like a whole new world opening.
We'll
So
ask
yeah,
about that
there's-
later, but for now,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
Yeah.
just this kind of like running internal monologue that I will supply to you once the ship says stuff.
Awesome.
So yeah, hi, this might be a new thing for you. Give it a second, take it all in. How you feeling?
I'm feeling surprisingly good.
Great. I'm over here at the request of your captain, just to see. She's never seen somebody speak with a ship before, and she just asked me to come over and see how you were doing, if you had anything to say, or I don't know, any thoughts. The floor is basically yours. Well, the ocean is
Okay,
basically
well,
yours.
the deck
Let
is
me-
basically.
Let me tell you my story.
Oh my god, the ship is Gilbert Godfrey.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yes, it is.
I
was
just
literally
realized
about
that.
to
Oh my god.
I was about to say, Katie, you get the mental image of a red and purple parrot.
Yep.
No idea where.
Mm-hmm.
Essex never seen this parrot a day in her life, but that's the mental image that you get as the ship speaks.
Oh, right. Iago. How do I know that?
What a strange looking Aarakocra.
So, when I was first created, I was carved off of a jungle temple in the Feywild.
Right. I also want to express we only have 10 minutes. So I don't know if you're going to get through your entire life story, just if you could condense it to the important parts.
Oh, well, okay, so I was pulled off of the temple, and it's just as long-winded as he did.
Yes.
He doesn't try to condense it at all.
It's okay.
He's gonna go through most of it. I mean, unless you interrupt him, he's gonna go as far through his life story as he can get.
Okay, I'm gonna stop him maybe about 3 minutes into this and say, do you have anything in particular that you would like me to communicate to your captain?
Oh, tell her that she's the best captain I've ever had.
Have you had more than one captain?
No,
All right.
but don't tell her that. She probably knows, actually. She's the one that carved me. After all, she's the one that carved me out of the temples.
Of course. Do you know, actually, I will ask you, do you know anything about her husband?
Oh, Oberon. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. Very flighty. Haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, that's why she's talking to us about it. Okay, that just kind of tracks with what she said. Anything else about maybe the crew?
Well, I know that Blossom and Cotton are having an affair, and that Lindsay doesn't know about it. Gosh, I could go through so many things.
What about your sales?
Oh, yeah, those got all my contract information on them.
Your contract information or everybody's contract information?
Well, contracts in the Feywild are written on the fabric of the universe. And for me, that's my universe.
That's actually kind of sweet and poetic. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we've covered how you are, how you feel about the captain, what you know about the crew, your sails, which are the fabric of your universe, and so the contracts are written on them. What do you think of the waters that you have been sailing in recently? Anything interesting about them?
Oh, well, these waters here, they're a little, well, I don't want to be insulting, but,
It's fine. They don't belong to me.
oh, simple?
Hmm.
Like, they don't have very many, they don't have as many stories as this place where I come from, I think.
Can you hear the stories of the water?
You can't?
I can't.
Oh, that sucks.
All right. Um. Well, I don't know. Anything you would like me, aside from the fact that she's the best captain, anything else you'd like me to relay to anybody on the ship?
Ask her if she could get the rudder fixed slightly. There's a little bit of a little bit when she turns it to the left.
Okay.
It
the
doesn't
rudder.
quite. It sticks every once in a while, and
Okay.
I don't think she notices it much because she just kind of powers through it. But I would, I wouldn't want her to get stuck in a bad situation at the wrong time, fighting the wrong people, and then end up not being able to turn properly. It could get stuck completely,
It could. I fully agree. Okay. Well.
That was a really bad voice for my job.
Oh.
I went a little. I didn't realize it until I got into it, and I was like, "Oh, I need to tone that down a little bit."
Oh, that's okay. Katie, you have the mental image of a stuck rudder. Just
Okay.
me kind of imagining how the stuck rudder affects how the ship sails.
Got it. I
Um,
track that because I'm gonna go take a look at it when we're done.
That's fair. And other than that, he's just gonna continuously tell you about gossip from his ship.
You know what? I will listen to it
I'm
all.
here for the tea.
I will listen to it all.
And we will go ahead and say let's take our break now and come back at 15 till.
Because everybody needs a break after all of that tea.
So much.
All the tea.
Alrighty.
I love this ship.
Roughly gonna be 15
I should have
minutes,
asked
but a
it
little
its
bit more.
name.
But
Okay. Well, our timer is set for 15, so we'll be back as close to that as possible.
Yay!
Excellent.
We'll see you guys.
ahoy hoy, and welcome back to the channel. We're playing D&D. Let's do the
Great job, Sim. Great job.
credits real quick.
We are
Cartog-
players and a book.
Book, that's true. The players and the book. Cartography by Shane Peku. Cartography by Shane Peku Sci-Fi. Mapped by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shane Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pax Stream. And custom world map by Freckled Sketches. Freckles Sketches. I
Yeah.
keep wanting to say freckled.
I mean,
The
that
sketches
also
have
works. She
freckles.
is freckled as well.
That's fair, but I want to get the name right.
This
'Cause
is
I
also
really,
very
really, really
courteous.
appreciate-
As we do these credits, we'll remind people right now we are actually switching over our subs, but you can still, if you're not following, please follow us. It's how we support the folks that we are supporting, and supporting artists and things, or it's the way to go. So please, support our channel so we can support other people and their work. But also right now we're donating subs to California wildfires because goodness knows we need that support right now.
A little bit.
So yeah, thank you all for that. That was not well phrased. I'm sorry, my brain is.
No, that worked. That was
Right.
fine.
That was
No, it
great.
worked. It was great.
Yeah. I thought it worked perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. Said everything you
We
needed
are a
to say.
channel that likes to support other artists, and we can only do that through the support of people who are supporting us. So that is what I'm trying to say.
We are, as Jen mentioned, we are raising money for charity. If you look at the button where you normally see subscribe, it is currently donate to charity, and we are donating money to Direct Relief. They help with getting medical supplies and necessary supplies to areas that are either poverty-stricken or have been subjected to natural disasters, and they focus on making sure people get what they need in those times of need. So if you can, awesome. Maybe throw like $5-10. Love you forever. If you can't support, head over to our Blue Sky. There is a post that was made that we have. I like to say skywritten. I think Jen came up with that one. There's a post that we have skywritten, and it talks about where people in California can find resources right now. And if you would share that, that would be absolutely awesome and amazing, and we would appreciate that. I will go and repost it right now.
This is going to be a long-term thing. If you can't help right now, this is going to be years of rebuilding. So at any point, it's very easy for people to help in the beginning of a disaster. In the longer run, we're going to continue to need help out here. I cannot express the magnitude of what happened in the last 2 weeks out here. I mean, the scale is several times the size of Manhattan. It's absolutely unfathomable, and I'm not trying to bring people down, but just to express the amount of need that is happening out here. No one in LA doesn't know people who lost their homes. So please, 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 if you can help at any point in the next couple of years, to help people out here get their lives back in some sort of sustainable way. Everyone so appreciates the way people have come together, but maintaining it is going to be so important.
Alrighty.
You can hear in my voice that's from the air quality. So yeah, it's wild out here right now. But we are grateful. It is raining, and that is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And we are playing
that
Dungeons
post
and Dragons.
is back up.
So
If you go to Blue Sky, it is our most recent post, so share it. That would be awesome. I do also want to real quick give a shout out to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, because they have been kind enough to give us this wonderful code that you can see. Every week they provide us a code for a free Electrum chest in the game, and this week's code is what's Jill Haley?
Everybody
Jill's
always
Haley?
asks what's Jill Hele, but nobody asks how's Jill's Hele.
Why's Jill's Haley?
Jill Haley would.
What
Jill.
a wise Jill's Haley.
How many Jills would a Haley Jills
if
if
a
a Jill Haley hell could was?
So anyway,
We've just summoned a demon.
I have been thinking about it all episode. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We've just
That's
summoned a
a qua-
demon. Thank you.
Espa and Dominique,
Yeah.
you both had a spell cast on you before you left
Yeah, we're
that allowed
flying.
you to fly.
I am
And-
not flying back.
You don't
I'm-
have to yet.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
telling you that that spell is still in effect, despite the fact that it is probably more than 10 minutes later, because I believe you
yeah.
have 10 minutes of speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna go take a look at that rudder, and I will be back.
Okay.
I might be able to fix it.
Okay, but I mean, if you can't, we can just let our friend know.
Oh, of course. And I'm going to dive over the edge.
This has been less important for other instances because the frog you have with you, Reginald,
Yeah.
can also swim to a certain degree.
Yeah.
The skull you were trying to keep on your shoulder,
Yeah.
less able to swim. So he's going to
Do
kinda
me a
hover
favor.
off.
Hold on to Yorick for me.
No, he's going to hover
Oh.
off of your shoulder.
Oh, okay. You can stay with Rosencrantz.
What?
Yeah, no problem. This is a really nice ship.
Am I Rosencrantz? Yeah, no, I don't. So honestly, I definitely need a skull. What the heck?
I used to have one and it got shattered.
I think
in,
everybody. I think I know what everybody's next gift is going to be. Except
Everybody ought to have
Actually,
a skull.
I actually had a pirate
Everybody
skull.
ought to have a flaming skull.
It's just when my roof collapsed on me, it was shattered into a bunch of pieces.
oh,
Um,
That's it.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
just
getting
was-
skulls.
I just want to say, Essequa has not put feet down on. She's enjoying the feeling of flying, so like, she's just like hovering, and she's just like she touched the ship while still hovering. So she's just kind of sitting midair, her legs crossed, and just kind of waiting.
That's fair.
Actually, while Dominique is doing that, I guess since we're over here, Essequa's just gonna kind of get a look at the ship.
Okay, let's move you to the ship again, so you can literally take a look at it. There it is, the Vespucci. There we go again.
It's so gossipy that I kind of want to call it the Vesmucci.
The Vesmucci.
I love that.
Yeah, like especially the God, the name of it just left the thing at the front that looks like this.
The head,
Oh, the-
figurehead.
The
Thank
figure.
you.
Masthead.
Masthead, that's the one.
Masthead is, I think, on the ship. Figurehead is at the front of the ship.
Well, this
Oh,
one
both
is
of
a
them.
mast. This one's got
Is
the
it?
mast coming out of the mouth of the.
Yeah. But at the very front, I believe it's the figurehead. And I think the masthead is actually on the ship.
Well, if you guys,
Oh,
yeah,
I
if you
didn't
guys
know
would
there
look
was a
at these two,
difference.
I
there
don't know.
actually are two different figures in the front
Oh.
of the ship. If you look
Ew.
closely, there is like a sort of green jaguar
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Uh,
cool.
on top,
Oh,
out of
yeah.
which and then underneath it is some sort of golden dragon.
Where's that?
That's cool.
There he is. Wait, I gotta get a different skull for this.
Okay.
I wonder if I had cast Speak with Ships on this part of the ship, would the mouths have actually talked?
I got this in Mexico, and it's got
Would have-
the same kind of
Very
feel.
pretty.
Okay, so yeah, a masthead is the highest part of a ship's mast, while a figurehead is a carved decoration on the bow or
There
stern.
we go. I thought the
So, yeah,
masthead
I'm
was also
thinking
a
about
figure,
the
so.
masthead. I mean, I'm thinking of the figurehead.
All right, I'm gonna go over the back of the ship to take a look
Gotcha.
at the rudder.
Okay. Do you have tools to do this kind of repair?
I have the spell mending
That's fair. Do you have tools
and
to
shape
do
water,
this?
so I can push things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That'll make things easier, but do you have the tools to do this kind of repair?
Let's see.
Yeah, because it's not like mending would be if it was actually broken. I don't think it's
Yeah.
broken. It's
Well,
just stuck.
I could break it and mend it.
I don't know if
Let me.
that
What's? No, I'm
would
not going
be
to.
cool.
What's wrong with it?
Oh.
That's again. I'm asking if you have the proficiency in. I want to say we could go with. Is there actually like a probably not a ship?
I thought we've had
Yeah,
mixing
there is.
tools,
There is. a
there's shipwright
ship's-
tools.
Mhm.
But we've had classes on ship maintenance.
You absolutely can, and I can
Yeah.
give you a check here. It's going to be at disadvantage if you don't have proficiency in
Sure.
shipwright.
Can I roll normal since I do have jack of all trades?
The jack of all trades is just the thing that gives you half
Uh-huh.
proficiency on things you're not proficient in. So not roll normal, but you will.
But
get
I
to
will
add
have
your
half proficiency in it.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I still rolling at
Well, it's already
disadvantage?
applied.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, I know what you're saying. You're saying
Yeah.
because I conditioned it and said you don't have proficiency, you are at disadvantage. You're saying I have half proficiency. Can
Right.
I not have disadvantage? And I'm saying no. You
Okay.
just get your half proficiency
Got
to
it.
whatever.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna take a look at it. What do I need to
Alright.
roll?
You're gonna have a DC of let's call this 18.
Okay. Give me just a second. Okay.
I believe in you.
What am I rolling?
Shipwright. It's probably
It's.
Dex?
It would be navigator's tools, right?
No,
No,
the
that's-
shipwright is
Is
specific.
there-
Navigator
is.
is-
there shipwright's tools?
There is.
I must be. I'm gonna look right now. Tools.
I mean,
So-
I've
I
got
was
un-
just looking.
I've seen them. I don't know if they were homebrew, but
I mean,
I've
I
seen
have
They
them.
them.
might be. I would say
Oh.
carpenter's tools.
Lauren
I mean,
said
I've-
she has them.
yeah, under tools, vehicles, parentheses, water.
Yes, that's for driving
Yeah.
motor vehicles.
Oh, it's
That's
under
sailing.
tools though.
Yeah. Well, let's just say if real quick, just so we can move on from
Yeah.
this, carpenter's tools will suffice for what we're talking about here.
Okay, so which stat am I rolling? Just a straight D20?
We'll call it dexterity,
Okay.
because what you're doing is going to require some manual.
Hang on. Give me a second.
That's fair.
I have a half proficiency.
Yeah, it's already added.
Okay.
I think.
It added my full proficiency.
Well, hold on.
Oh, because that's my dex. That's my flat dex. I haven't added the proficiency yet.
I do see that. Yeah. What's your proficiency?
+3.
So we take half of that rounded down.
So +2. That'd be 18 or 17.
No, just rounded down. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
still
so.
1.
Oh, 1. Okay,
It's
so
a
16. But hang on a
So
second.
16. It's also at disadvantage. So you have a second roll to make.
I mean, the good news here is just being able to tell that
Yeah.
there is something wrong, even if you can't fix it. That's
Yeah, I
going
really
to be
wanted
valuable.
To fix it though.
I
Wait a
know, I
minute.
know.
Give me 1 second, because there's something I'm reading here.
Well, while they're reading that, I'll say on the other ship during this whole time, as the unnamed captain, as they're doing whatever it is they're doing to upgrade the ship, is that like a focus thing that they are completely
They have sat down on the deck of your ship, near the front of your ship currently, and they are, or she is, currently focused and like closed eyes, focused on your ship, and there is a sort of greenish purple energy flowing out from her, and starting to it's like it's going down into your ship itself.
Okay. I'll be standing nearby, but like not. I will give space and I will stay quiet and basically just stand nearby, and I'm just keeping an eye on everything because I'm real curious about what is happening to my ship. And also, as soon as she's done, as soon as it seems like she can have a conversation again, I want to chat with her. So I don't know how long this is going to take. So Feralos is going to be the patient storm. Stand nearby.
That was my
Okay.
second roll.
That's your second roll. So your first roll is a 16,
Mm-hmm.
unless you can modify it.
I'm looking. Actually, can I try something a little weird?
Generally, yes.
I would like to give the ship a bardic inspiration
Okay.
to see if it can help while I repair this.
Huh.
And I have an ability that allows me to interact with sea creatures.
Yeah. So here's
It's a weird
here's an
one.
interesting thing. Yeah, it is a weird one, and it's also an after the fact
Yeah.
thing. If you'd done it before, I could have been like, you don't have to roll with disadvantage
Yeah.
because you're being assisted. But now that the roll's already been made,
Can I do that and
Does-
try again?
well, no, I'd say that's something that if you'd said it beforehand, I might have considered it. But I think right now we're already past
Well,
the point where you've already
this
rolled.
was just the roll to see what's wrong, right?
I assumed you were rolling. You already know what's wrong. I assumed you were rolling to fix it.
No,
Yeah, the
I
ship
didn't.
told us what was wrong.
No, the ship just said something was wrong with its rudder. And I said I was looking at the rudder, and you told me to
okay.
roll
Well,
this. So
If that's the case, then you still don't. You're looking at it right now, and you don't. You're looking at it, and with a 16, you don't really think you've got the technical knowledge of this particular ship. This is a weirder looking. This is a weirder
Mhm,
ship than you were learned about.
Mhm.
If you were just there to learn, okay, not then. It's even before that. Then you
Yeah.
don't have the ability to even detect exactly what's wrong with it.
right. Can I get an idea since I was 1 point under?
2 points under, but
I had a 17. You said 18, didn't you?
no, it was a 16.
Oh, it was
so we
16.
round
God,
down.
why did I keep thinking 17?
Yeah, we round down. No, it's I mean, you have an idea, already because you were told exactly what the problem is. There's a problem with the rudder. And honestly, looking at this ship, this is not of this world.
Right. Okay.
This is not made of wood even.
Yeah.
This is weird. And you just didn't yeah.
Okay.
You don't really got it, no.
Okay. I will swim back up and fly onto the deck and walk over to Essequag, kind of wringing out my hair. All right, well, I looked at it and I can't tell exactly what's wrong with it. It is a ship of the fair folk.
Okay.
So let's get back over there
Okay.
and fly over.
Before we conclude this particular part of what happened, did I see anything? Oh, I guess I probably would have wanted to make just like a general like perception or investigation roll to see like just exactly how much different this ship was, or if there was anything particularly noticeable that I would have caught onto with my arcane eye.
Would you like to cast any spells like detect magic while you're here?
I'm not gonna. I didn't want to cast detect magic. I felt like the ship would be, and it's also I only have it as a ritual, so
Gotcha.
that would have been 10 minutes to do. So no, I wouldn't have. It's a phase ship. I
Make
assume it
a-
would be glowing with magic.
Make a well, you have the time. Let's call it an investigation check.
Okay.
Or Arcana, whichever you want to do.
I will. That was a 6 investigation, but you said
Well,
that before you were like,
Well, no,
or you could
'cause-
roll Arcana.
We'll just take the 2 and add whatever your Arcana bonus is, if that's what
It's
you-
still a 6.
Okay. Then
Our dice are not fans of us tonight.
it's a weird ship.
I am okay with it being just a weird ship.
Even with that low of a roll, it's made up of stone.
Yeah.
Which should not be capable of floating, but is.
It's a pumice.
Ooh, ooh. I want to know that.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
Her ship is a loofah.
Yeah, well,
Have you ever seen a loofah? Where they come from? It's a gourd.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I've
It's
seen
so
that.
cool.
But yeah, but like from all appearance, the stone itself looks very solid, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm cool to fly back over.
All right.
when
so you all-
Essequa tells me about that, can I go? Is there a way I can go take a look at it? Because I'm into stone. I do masonry stuff.
All right.
yeah.
you might
I
want.
mean,
you can
well,
if well yeah.
As
you
long
guys,
as I have
let's-
permission.
Let's play that out. You know, so
Okay.
Essequa and Dominique, you come back, and it seems like this whatever she was doing to improve your ship is done. Although your ship does not appear any different than it was before.
Has she stood back up and
She's starting to
indicated?
stand up right now.
Okay. All
Well,
done?
Yes, I think so.
Anything in specific we should be aware of, or is it just gonna be better?
You don't have to worry about the wind anymore. As long as your sails are out, you can decide how fast you want to go. You could pretend like the wind is slow, fast. As long as it's up to whatever normal wind speed is, should be good.
That is excellent
Wow.
to know. Is it the person who is actually who is the one who makes that decision?
Person behind the wheel.
That makes sense. And I'm gonna side eye my
And-
brother. Just like if you take us, speed racing on the ocean, I'm gonna know, and then nod at her and say, "Thank you for that. That is appreciated."
And also because I'm wanting to make sure that you guys can get back to me if necessary in the future, I made the wood a little stronger. And for the out of character, your ship has hull. Its hull is as though it were clad in mithril.
Ooh.
So all that mithril we picked up, is it used in it, or
No.
do we still have that?
It looks still like regular wood. It doesn't look any different.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
we
look like
didn't pick
this-
up enough mithril to clad our
You
ship in
didn't.
any
No,
way.
we didn't. But I was wondering if we still had some, because we can
You
use
still
that to
have
maybe
yours.
have weapons made and stuff.
Yeah, you still have all that mithril that
Yeah.
you guys picked up.
Nice.
Heck,
Somebody's getting mithril armor. All right.
So cool.
Well,
Um,
and on
did
top
you-
of that, both Dominique and I are now familiar enough with you that with your permission, when we are ready to finish everything, one of us will send you a message.
Excellent. And I will come sailing as soon as possible.
We'll
I
make
would
sure to
teleport
include-
to you, but on this plane, it seems a little iffy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you knew, you knew exactly where we are. I've been kind of researching this. It's a long ways out for me, but like, I think if you know us pretty well, you can get pretty close to us. But I understand like the
Yeah.
specifics of that whole thing. Speaking of sailing,
Mm.
your ship just pretty much wants you to know that you're the best captain it's ever had.
Nice.
Thinks it's, I think you probably kind of know this, but thinks its sails are the fabric of the universe, or the fabric of its universe anyway.
Makes sense for a ship, I suppose.
Yeah. And was just really interested in telling me its entire life story, but I only had 10 minutes.
Oh,
Rudder.
well, that's-
Rudder. The rudder is stuck?
Oh yeah.
It gets
that-
stuck?
No, that's like that for a reason.
Oh, well, the ship seems to think it's a concern.
Yeah, it is a concern, but it's like that for a reason. It has to continue to be like that for a reason.
Can I ask?
You can.
Can you tell us the reason?
I could.
But-
I won't.
We
If
might
it's-
be able to help. Well, you said it has to be that way, so you don't need help with it.
I'm not going to question another captain's ship choices.
No.
So if that's the way
I'm
it's
not
gotta
either.
be,
I'm
that's
just
the-
really curious.
Well, maybe once we've
Um,
developed our relationship a little bit more, we can talk about little details like that.
I would appreciate it.
And then,
That would be fun.
your ship's made out of stone, which is
Kind
really
of.
cool. Oh, sort of stone.
I see someone has perked
Oh?
up.
Yeah, Rib's pretty interested in stone.
Oh,
What sort of stone?
it's a well, it's magically modified serpentine.
Oh. What
Yeah,
is-
it said
what
it
does that
came
mean to
from a
me?
jungle.
Yes, we used to. I carved it off of a jungle temple.
It's pretty cool.
Do I know what do I know about the properties of serpentine?
It's just a fairly mundane stone, actually. It just happens to be a greenish of color. It's hard to get a lot of it together, at least on this plane.
Okay.
Somehow I imagined it was going to be more fantastical than that of like, well, it was a giant anaconda that then we turned to stone with a Medusa and then carved an entire ship out of.
That's okay, because the anaconda didn't want none anyways.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going away now. But yeah, that was basically all that it had to say.
Oh, well, good. Did you, I'm sorry, Dominique, right?
Yes.
I saw you were, diving around my ship. Is there...
I went down to take a look at it to see if I could figure out how to tell you what was wrong with it, but it's beyond me. I am only a student.
Furlos,
Yes.
if you're listening in on that particular part of the conversation, you're, like, 100% sure she didn't have her eyes open when Dominique was, diving around the ship?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
of
fair.
course, of course.
It's not a big
they're
deal,
gonna
but it
know.
is something you would pick up on. That's all.
Yeah, I think it's she'll file that away for a later conversation, but like is totally not surprised.
It's just like good to know.
Yeah. I mean, and somehow our ship knew her name, and like the ships are a thing. How far away are we from getting back to the school?
Okay, you are still 2 or 3 days away from the school.
Okay, then I'm gonna turn to her and say, "It has been a pleasure to talk with you and to exchange information. It may be 2 or 3 days before we reach our final destination and have an answer for you. Is that still going to be within an acceptable time frame?"
I think I can do quite a lot of damage in that time. Yes.
I I'd imagine you could do a
could you all
lot of damage.
do me a favor? You talked about some sort of like shipping company. Where's their nearest base?
Well,
Where is it?
You guys would know that they've actually set up shop at the nuclear power plant. Actually,
I am not
That's
sending
right.
her
They
there.
have.
Where is another one?
that's the one. That's the only one you know of for sure.
I'm not certain, but I do know that they operate all over the islands.
Perfect. I'll just capture some of them and question them, and then I'll find out the information I need.
Are you going to attempt to take over the company, or?
No, but I bet they have some cool stuff.
I bet they do. I bet they have some very cool stuff.
I mean, they have this boat.
And it is a
Oh.
pretty cool boat, especially now.
Interesting.
If you
looking at this
happen,
thing, I would have thought it'd be like a pirate boat.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Is that not the company we are talking about? Is the Pirate Brigade?
You said it was a shipping company. I assumed that they were more in the.
oh, if you want an
More on the
actual
up and
shipping
up.
company, I can tell you about a Porthy Balin.
Ah, okay.
Watch for Porthy Balin.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
That is going to be the. They move a lot of goods.
That's fair enough. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Cool.
Well, we'll be in contact in about 3 days, and if you have discovered anything that you have further questions about, we can talk at that time. I will be interested in
Yes.
hearing about what you have been up to in these days.
Yes, this is going to be fun.
I'm okay with
If
this.
you run into Captain Saxton, are you going to try to kill her?
No.
Okay, good. I have ambition of meeting her.
Yeah, I don't want to. Pirates shouldn't attack other pirates. That's not how piracy works.
You would
That's
think,
not-
and yet here they do.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
be
so
prepared.
silly.
They also want to attack students.
Mm.
They also want to attack a lot of things that.
Well, I would attack students. That's fine. But pirates don't go after other pirates.
Is it against the code?
It's not. It's less a code, more of like a just general guideline of behavior. But it's one of those things where it's like everybody thinks about pirates as attacking everybody. But if you ever like every pirate I've ever read about or interacted with or worked with, like they're not looking for fights, and other pirates don't have stuff to steal.
Well,
That's why they're pirates.
yes, but recently there was a fight for dominance, let's put it, and I believe that may still be going on, and the
Oh.
pirates here have a lot less scruples about fighting each other. So
Oh, there's a power struggle?
I believe
There is.
so.
There was a vacuum created, and now there are 3 captains that are vying for.
I love power struggles. Somebody's desperate to make a deal in every power struggle. Yes.
I think you will find some people will be very interested in your deals. Also, I think you will find they will just attack as well, which might also be fun.
Maybe go talk to Captain Sexton.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I manage right now, I'm looking for
Porthy Balin.
legitimate trade to raid.
Porthy Balin. I mean, I wouldn't call them legitimate, but they do have trade.
All right. Well, I'll see you all another time.
Been a pleasure.
And she's just gonna fly back over to her ship, and I will stay. For the moment, Esqua and Dominique, you're still able to fly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly around the ship until I feel it, until I feel the magic starting to wear off.
I'm gonna do a barrel roll.
in the short term here, it will not be wearing off.
That's fine.
Ooh.
Okay.
Will pull away congenially, like, okay,
Mhm.
bye, and everything. And then at some indeterminate point, when Fairlos thinks she's far enough away, you watch as she just.
Dom does too. when she sees Furloughs relax, Dominique has the same.
I don't know if it's appropriate to relax right at this very moment, but I feel like at least any potential danger we are out of. I don't know if I would have sent them against trading companies, but I don't mind them going up against a whole bunch of pirates.
Given what Porthy Balin is doing right now, it's probably not a bad idea to send them after them.
It's one of the reasons I didn't speak up, but yeah, it might be a good idea for us to come up with what we want to trade relatively quickly
I already
before...
have an idea of what I want and what I want from her, but because what I want from her is selfish, I wanted to run it past all of you.
There.
We're going to have to go to Brescia. That's where the book went. Now, as long as we are there, when we first started chatting at the bar, we had that conversation about money and society. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one that became fairly important, especially considering the most recent developments.
There is a possibility that when we go there, I would like to see if we can do something to help the people.
Okay.
It would be very, very helpful to have a Fey captain helping to deal with the submarines and naval forces that they would rally. I would like to see if we can have her run harrying to keep their soldiers busy.
Like running interference while we do what we need to do?
Yes.
Considering how excited she was to take on an entire pirate armada and another trading company, I don't think she would be upset by that idea.
Speaking of pirates, I also want to enlist the aid of Captain Saxton. She may be the only person that hates that crown as much as I do.
Well, then we should get back home quickly, because depending on what happens in the next 3 days, Captain Saxton might not be a captain anymore, considering what we just let a Fae...
She's going to be going after Porthy Balin first.
Well, I understood two things about this conversation. I understood that our friend, I forgot. The ship knows her name.
Oh, that's right. No, I was not in your head for that one. Never mind.
No, you weren't in my head for that one. Yeah, the ship knows her name.
How does you mean our ship or their ship?
Our ship. Well, I don't know if their ship knew her name. I wasn't about to ask their ship on suspicion if it knew her name. But yeah, I was talking when I was catching up with the ship. Ship full on gave me her name.
What is
it? You pause. Fairlos looks back at wherever the Fae ship is and says, "You just keep that."
Yeah, I think I'll hold
away.
on to it for a bit. But
considering I'm
gonna pull out my dog-eared copy of Shakespeare and just set it in the middle of all of us.
Oh. I feel like as a bard, I would know what that means, since it's one of the most famous plays.
Yeah.
We've already established that pretty much everybody in this party has some
knowledge of Shakespeare.
Got it.
Yeah, it lines up pretty well.
Got it. That would track since the other name was accurate as well.
I had my suspicions, and the ship just confirmed them.
I'm just gonna glance at Rivulet for a moment.
But I understood two things about our friend. One is that she seems to adhere to a pirate code of sorts, and that I don't think she would actually go after Captain Saxton to subdue or otherwise overthrow her. I also got the impression that she knew her more in just name.
Yes.
I definitely agree with you on that second point. You're probably right about the first, but I will admit that was one of the reasons that I made sure to talk about the pirates, because if we were going to point that loaded cannon at someone, I would rather point her at some pirates that are deciding to be troublesome around a reactor.
Oh, absolutely. I think, given that she does adhere to some sort of kind of pirate code or guideline, I feel like she would not be very cool with pirates who act outside of that. So,
To be clear, when you guys said shipping company, I assumed you were talking about the Porthy-Balin Shipping and Freight, who were based at the nuclear reactor. The pirates, the outlaw Obscura,
Yeah.
are not.
Oh, okay. For some
Yeah.
reason I thought that they were like calling themselves a shipping company, but it worked out fine. We suck them on Porthy Balin. I feel like I've done my good deed for the day.
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind, and I don't think this is also going to be a surprise, but she was very well aware of what was going on her ship while she was on this ship.
that does not surprise me.
Magical
Like-
ship, Fae, pirate queen. That sort of tracks. She's probably able to scry through it, I would imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's an even closer relationship than that, considering she literally crafted it out of a temple.
Kind of a building. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, not a surprise, but just for the next time we have our conversations, just a heads up.
But
So
still, it's pretty cool that both the King of the Feywild beneath and the Queen of the Feywild above owe us some sort of...
Oh, and as far as what I want from him, I really want that spell.
What spell?
Telepathic bond.
Telepathic bond.
Oh.
There is something I want to try to figure out. I've been thinking Charles had his magnificent Moriarty Circle of Trust.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to combine two spells. I want to try to make it when I delve into someone's thoughts that you three can follow me.
That'd be cool.
Dangerous, but cool.
Yeah.
Well, until we
That
get
way
to the
I
point.
can keep you all fully informed without having to knock your ears off.
Well, when we get to that point, so we're gonna head back to the school, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do next. And then I believe the correct course of action would be to leave and call in our favor and call in our friend away from the island.
Yeah. We get done what we need to get done and then head out again. And then call her.
Yeah, I feel like there would be complications with calling her or the other one on our island, both in a myriad of ways that I don't even want to deal with. So, what is our plan when we get back to the school?
I want to speak to one of the professors. I gotta look up which one it is. Give me a moment. Oops.
I don't have any plans. Riv, are you gonna bring the book?
We should talk to Professor Whitaker. We should also talk to. There was another professor we needed to talk to.
He's a warforged or something like that.
Yeah.
Roland Gearsmith?
Yes.
Yes. Who wrote?
Right, something that we have in our
A Brief
inventory.
History, Old Universe.
Old
A
Universe,
book that
New
discusses
World.
the possible paradox of a universe that is apparently infinite in age and size, but a world that is at most 40,000 years old.
Who's the skullduggery teacher?
Skullduggery teacher. Give me
We
one.
have a
Is it
skull. Do we have a
Blackwood?
skullduggery teacher?
You
We do.
Is it Blackwood?
Skullduggery teacher is yes, Professor Felicity Blackwood.
I want to talk to
Forgot we had a
Professor
skullduggery
Blackwood.
class.
You want to talk to?
Professor
Oh,
Blackwood when we get back.
You also, I think, since you're asking me as DM here, pretty sure you wanted to talk to the magic item dude too, right?
Yes, and I need to go speak to, you're going to hate it, Monsieur de la Fontaine.
Oh.
I had an idea for something, and I think he might be the person to go to.
If he'll talk to you after what happened last time.
He'll talk to me.
I
Okay.
can tell
He may
you-
hate me, then he may charge me more, but he'll talk to me.
I can tell you with some level of certainty, you would have had 2 to 3 days worth of travel under normal circumstances, trying to catch the wind, having to tack
That's
against the
right.
wind.
Yeah.
It's basically a day back at this point.
Okay, now we have to make sure we do not lose this ship to the pirates.
Well, here's and I would like to ask a clarifying question about this. She said that it would go as fast as the wind would allow, right? It's not going to go
Right.
faster than the wind is currently. Okay.
The fastest it will allow is as if the wind was fully in the sails, like a full.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we
Okay.
did like gust of wind or something like that, or it's not
There's
going
no way to
speed
make it
up.
any faster. Yeah, yeah.
Cool,
You
that's what we needed.
Yeah, it is literally like this ship sails as fast as it can go without breaking the bow.
Yeah.
That's not the right word. Brain's not one word. The masts. As fast as it can go without the sails breaking, literally from the force.
Yeah.
It can go that fast.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
3
is
days to one
quite
day,
quick.
I'll take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
quite fast.
That's amazing.
I'll
And
make sure everybody on the crew knows about that because I'm sure we're taking shifts in
Yeah.
driving the boat.
What is happening?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give everybody that heads up, and also be like, please be aware that it will be very fast. Do not hesitate to go slower than you think, especially as we get into dangerous water. Please do not. And I'm looking at my brother. Please do not just go all out at all times.
he does go all out the entire time he's in charge.
Of course.
Yeah.
When
He
he has his first shift, I want to be up in the crow's nest enjoying the hell out of that.
Fair enough.
He only gets a shift when we are on open water. I'm the one who's going to guide us into port.
Gotcha. I will tell you, as you approach Avalon, it is bustling with activity.
Before we get there, there is
Okay.
something I wanted to do.
What do you want? Go ahead.
I want to try to speak to Dominique in the ring.
Right. Yes. I will say, she does not respond to you.
This is very inconvenient, Dominique. I really need to talk to you, because I gotta reach out to your daddy. Are you there? I want to find Essequa. And I take the
okay.
ring off and hand it to you. Can you identify this and make sure the spirit is still in it?
There's a spirit in it? Did I know this?
There's a
Think
it's not-
spirit.
Did.
Okay.
You did,
Oh,
because
that's
you
right.
identified it previously.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah, I'll take the 10 minutes to ritually cast Identify.
Absolutely. There is no longer a spirit in this ring.
I look through the ring just to be like, yeah, nothing. Is that bad?
I don't know. It was, there was someone I knew in there.
Would I know via roll of some sort what might cause a spirit to leave? Like
There's a
what might
couple
cause
of.
this?
You don't need to. You can make a roll. Actually, let's do it as a roll because
Okay.
we can see what level of knowledge you pick up. There's going to be an answer of use no matter how low you roll. Let's see
Okay.
if we can get a little extra information out of it.
Sure. What will this be? Arcana?
Arcana for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Because I know we know at least one reason.
That's a 13.
So we'll just give you the base level knowledge. The soul can choose to move on.
Oh.
That's always a possibility. But also the body could have been resurrected.
So I've got two potential reasons why that this is no longer a house for somebody. Souls can obviously choose to move on, right? Like they feel like, mission
So they're
may be
not
complete.
trapped in that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, they can choose to move on. But the other thing is that if the soul is back in its body via resurrection or
Okay.
other means.
Thank you.
I hand it back.
Dominique, if this was a friend of yours, I would think the second one would be a positive thing.
Depends on who resurrected her.
That's true.
I
You could try
cast
reaching-
sending.
I was about
you
to
wanna
say,
try- you
you
wanna
can
do it?
try reaching out the other way.
Dominique, can you hear me? Are you back? I need to know where you are and if you're okay. Please. Just let me know.
I'm okay. But I think it is. Let me do her voice. I think it is best if you do not contact me again. You did, after all, leave me to die.
She's alive.
Oh, well, that's good.
Is it good? Are you okay?
I made a very bad mistake at one point, and it cost someone their life. But they're back. But they blame me, and they should. They're not wrong to. It just sucks to hear confirmation. I promise I'll always look if we shipwreck. I'm gonna go keep watching the crow's nest.
Okay. If you decide that you want to talk about that more, you've got at least 3 people here I know who would be happy to listen.
When I'm ready, I'll tell you. I just need to kind of process everything. Thank you. And the ring vanishes on her finger, and she climbs into the crow's nest.
As you all approach Avalon, it is, as I said before, bustling with activity. However, almost every ship you see is flying the Dwarven Boulette.
Okay.
Okay.
You get towards the dock area that you docked in last time around, and it appears that there's basically no open spaces.
If we
That's how many ships are
see
here,
those
but-
ships, I'm going to caution against even going near the port on our ship.
Okay. There is an empty space that you guys know of around the back of the island for docking.
Okay.
If you'd like to try and see if that place is open, you absolutely could.
Captain, I think that would be a wise choice. This ship
can
does
go-
not need to be spotted by those folks. They will take it.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. I don't mind not even docking and just having a couple of us head on over in a dinghy.
Well,
So
are
if you-
there other? I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you? I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask if there were other ships. Like as we're pulling in, we see most of our docks, most of the docks taken by dwarven ships. Are there other ships out with us that are like
Yes.
waiting to dock? Or okay,
It looks like there's people. A lot of people are just coming in and out. It's just, it's not. It doesn't seem from here anything particularly sinister going on. It's just very busy currently.
Mm-hmm. Are most of the docked ships dwarven ships, or are there
Most
just...
of the dock ships are dwarven ships. Yes.
Okay. Are
Do
there
they
more
have
dwarven
any
ships?
markings or insignias or flags that they're
A
flying?
lot of them are silverside ships. That means clad with mithril.
Mhm.
And they are all flying the dwarven boulette, which is like the national flag
Okay.
of the
Oh,
dwarven
you did
mountain
say that. I'm
homes.
sorry. Yeah.
But they're also flying the Porthy Balin Shipping and Freight company
Yeah.
flag as well.
That's why I do not
Interestingly,
want to go anywhere
flying that above their national flag.
interesting.
In with all the ships that are not docked, but obviously like here, are there dwarven ships in there as well? Like, does it just look
Yes.
like okay? It doesn't necessarily change the. I'm just trying to figure out: did the dwarven ships bully their way on in, or are there really just too many ships and the?
It's just yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
This is
also
a-
thinking because like this is in Essequa's mind. This is also a close place to the nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor is not that far from here.
Yeah.
So it could be that this is one place that they have stopped sort of either before they get there
Yeah.
or on their way back.
They're using this as like a.
It's also invisible
Jumping.
sight of here, and now that you bring that up, they are all over that island now. Before it was just some ships. It's just like all from here to there. There's just trails of ships doing various things and around the island as well.
They're
And yeah,
probably
I mean-
doing business of some sort.
Well, and you also mean surrounding the island with the reactor on it.
Yeah,
It looks like overhead. It probably like a bunch of ants swarmed in two places with a trail leading
yeah.
from both places.
And periodically more ants coming from the far east.
Well, if we think docking in the back is going to work, I'm fine with going out back. I definitely want to overhear whatever conversations I can once we get on the island, once we get on shore.
Absolutely.
Especially what anybody might be talking about, what they've done at the reactor.
Let me move you guys.
There's one
to
more
the-
thing I need to tell you before we
Oh.
go back because it may come up and it's kind of important.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The girl who died. Her name was Dominique Gemont.
It's the same as your name.
Ain't it just? I may have borrowed her identity after she passed.
Why?
She had means that I did not have access to, and I have some folks that I needed to hide from. So, there's a possibility when we go back to school that it might be a little awkward if she decides she knows where I was. And she's pissed. So there's the possibility that my identity may have been reclaimed by its original owner. Sorry,
you
I
were-
lied.
You were pretending to be someone for several years.
Yes.
Don't,
What should we
Whoever-
call you now?
whoever you all got letters from your family, was that really your family? Was that
That was
Her
Dominique's family. I couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell her daddy. It was my fault. See? And how do you tell someone that?
I don't know, but apparently they found out anyway.
Sounds like they found her.
You
Brought her
can.
back.
My name is Manna. And, I'm real sorry for lying to y'all. But until I know for sure, I am going to continue to be Dominique. Because I needed to hide still.
But are you really hiding, or at this point are we now going to end up with more of the folks that we found on the island who thought you were someone else, but who did they think you were?
The princess. There is a princess who has basically been kept in seclusion. It's a tradition. She will have a sort of a debutante outing, and when she turns 25.
So wait, are you the princess?
No. I did not grow up in any sort of setting that would have prepared me for the role of princess, and I don't think they would just take someone off the street.
Okay, so the person you were pretending to be is not the princess.
No, she is the daughter of one of the high noble houses.
So
House Germain.
So
I believe
you
they're
are-
their first house, correct?
Jamo, they
Yeah.
are, they're the one of the high level nobles.
They're one of the top 3 most powerful houses in Brescia.
So then, who are you?
My name is Manon.
You said that already.
I am the daughter of a clerk of the Exchequer. And, I fell in with a bad crowd and needed to get out quick.
Then
So-
how did you run into Dominique?
She was on the ship that I boarded when I first got out, and we hit it off. She had all these grand ideas about learning how the everyday man lives. She wanted to be one of the common people. So I showed her. She always had the ability to run back to Daddy's money, so she never quite got it, but she tried.
And then
And then we were on a ship. We were heading around the coastline, and there was a nasty squall that popped up. Our ship got tossed, thrown around, and wrecked. I was fairly sure I was one of 2 survivors. And I took it for granted that she didn't survive. Because I didn't find her quick. And so I assumed. And that assumption was wrong.
Who was the other survivor?
The bosun. He,
What happened to the bosun?
We got rescued by another ship, and I have no clue where he went.
And so when you were rescued, that's when you became Dominique.
Yes.
And so it's been several years that her family thought she was alive.
Yes. And I've been taking advantage of the generosity her daddy showed her.
But apparently, they found out somehow.
Somebody did, and somebody has resurrected her. And it's fair to think that he did. I tried to reach out to him, and it was a mistake. I think he figured it out that it was not his daughter who was at the school. So it's entirely possible we're going to get back there and I'm going to get kicked out. Or arrested. We'll see what happens. Which is why I have to ask a favor of one of you. I have this item in my possession. And it would be very, very bad if it is found on me. And so I'm hoping one of you will carry it for me until we find out what the lay of the land is.
What's the item?
She reaches into her pouch and pulls out a signet ring. This... Oh... Y'all want to know this? Because I'm about to involve you in a heap of trouble.
I think you've already involved us in a heap of trouble.
It's
and
about
I
to
think
get a lot worse, so if you'd like to back away, that's fine, but...
if I'm gonna back away, it's because of what you've done to us, not because of what trouble you think you're in. So you might as well lay it all out now.
This is the signet for the Kingdom of Brescia. The royal signet ring. I may have gotten hired to secure it by a party interested in usurping power. And then I got the gist of who they were, and it would have just been more of the same. So I decided not to give it to them. And that's why I'm up here.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, this is a lot.
It is.
You can't go on the island.
I gotta talk to Monsieur de la Fontaine.
Well, fortunately for you, you guys are pulling up to the open spot that happens to be about, 30 to 50 feet away from his tent.
I can go through the water and get up behind his tent, probably without being seen by too many folks. And then come back to the ship.
You cannot go back to the school.
I will not go back to the school. I think that door's closed, if she's alive.
It's not just closed, we're gonna have to assume they already know.
It would not surprise me if Lord Jameau contacted them immediately upon figuring out what's going on, assuming he is the one who figured it out. Oh.
Oh?
The Nightman knew. The
Oh.
Nightman knew.
And with that, we're going to call the session.
Oh,
If I
That's a
was
good
gonna say,
one.
that's such
I
a
was
good
gonna-
spot.
yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
ta-da! Love
All
y'all.
right. So let's do credits again real
Oof.
quick. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Packstream. And custom world map by frecklesketches. Katie, what do you got going on?
Hi everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Goblin Katie. I am randomly streaming these days. You can catch me doing just working streams, playing Baldur's Gate 3, or playing Diablo 2 Resurrected with
You gotta play that.
yeah. I've
weeks
roped
now.
Sumerian into playing it with me.
Yay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if the three of you have any interest, you're welcome to create a character and come play with us as well. But I'm just doing random stuff. So head over to my socials. I am Goblin Katie on all the socials. And yeah, I'll always post when I'm going live. Other than that, I'm just being me. Hey, once
Or
more,
are
one more
you?
time.
Are you?
One more time, I do want to give a shout out and remind you, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm. We've got the code over on this side of the screen. What's Jill Helle? And that's it for me this week.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at my website, lauren-urban.com. I'll plug the next thing that's coming up, which is on Tuesdays. I'm on the Phoenix Iwake channel. We are in a Humblewood game, and we're getting towards the end of the campaign. It's yeah. My Blade Singer Vulpin is with a bunch of people trying to save the world from a big aspect of fire, and we're getting towards the end. So if you want to come on by and cheer us on, we're on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. over on that channel. Otherwise, drink water, have a snack, and be nice.
Like that. That should be a t-shirt.
I love that. Put it on the merch list.
I will right now.
That's been part of my rules for my Baldur's Gate stream. When people come on in, is like, here's all the rules. Plus, drink water, have a snack, and be nice. Sorry, Jen.
Just remember that, and I'll put it on the list in a minute. I'm Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as @DreamWisp. I am mostly on Blue Sky, where I am dreamwisp.bsky.social. I stream as DreamWisp Jen. Hopefully, I will be doing that again soon. Once everything settles back down from the chaos of the last couple of weeks. And yeah, that's what I have right now. Things will be announced soon.
One thing real quick I forgot to do. Big shout out to our mods, Billith and Strike Red Kite. We love and appreciate you guys.
Whoa.
Thank you. And thank you for all the donations and subs that you guys gave us tonight. That was really awesome. Appreciate you.
Yay! Hi everybody, I'm Latia Jaquise. You can find me at latiajaquise.com or at Blue Sky, which is also at latiajaquise.com. Yay, domains. I have nothing coming up, but I will be at MagicCon next month when that happens. I think it's the 21st or the 23rd. Other than that, just keep an eye out on my socials for pictures of my dog and obscure 17-year-old YouTube videos from channels I no longer own, but know the likes of. I am also streaming occasionally. I do need to stream again so that we can watch more 80s cartoons, because that was really fun.
Widget the World Watcher.
What is it?
Widget the World Watcher should go
Widget
on
the
your
World-
list.
Okay, it's on my list now. Yes. The one time I
It was
streamed...
like in the Captain Planet block.
Okay. We
And
watched...
it had Shamu from SeaWorld. Like it was, and he's a purple
Okay.
alien. It was so weird.
Yeah, we watched the first episode of the Rubik's Cube cartoon, which I didn't know
Yeah.
existed, and I was blown out.
That sounds
blown out of
wild.
my mind.
Quarks?
It was wild.
Listen, 70s, 80s, and 90s cartoons, which you have to remember were basically just 30-minute advertisements for a toy,
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
So
when the
weird.
government was like, you can't just sell things to kids without giving them a moral, that's how you end up with the GI Joe stuff at the end that have
G.I.
turned
Go,
into memes.
Joe!
Yeah, our childhoods are weird.
There's a reason we are the way we are.
It's true.
Sumerian.
I'm Dr. Sumerian, D Sumerian on most socials. I have a game on Start Playing if you want to take a look. There was something people could type into chat, you said?
Yeah, I'm doing it
Katie,
now. I
was
put
that-
the wrong thing in.
And outside of the game name is called the Sky High City, where you can play in a city that has been stolen from the dwarves.
Yeah.
And that's it for me. I don't have an outro yet, so try not to die. I was gonna go with don't die, but then I found out very recently that's the name of some sort of that's the like a thing for weird tech bro people.
Oh.
In stuff that I don't
We'll
like.
do something
so,
else then.
yeah. So now it's try not
yeah.
to die.
Oh, and Cassius had a suggestion I saw in chat. Oh, and if the scholar can hear this as well, we're really in trouble.
Oh boy.
But
Oh boy.
try not to die, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.